Okay, so on the previous video, we kind of left off with talking about the chart. We're going to talk about it some more, but first I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about the genitive song. So of course, just like all the others, there's a song for this. And I would like to claim that I made this one up, but I didn't. In fact, most of my songs I don't make up, I get from other teachers. There's a lot of great, amazing teachers out there, and they share their resources with me and with each other. And this is one of those resources. So, the genitive song is to the tune of London Bridge. I apologize ahead of time that I will be the one singing it to you. Genitive is I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S. Genitive is I-E-S, its possession. Genitive plural is arum, aurum, arum, aurum, aurum. Genitive plural is arum, aurum, its possession. Okay, so again, just like the others, we have these kind of endings. And of course, we have to focus on its possession because, well, it is. The genitive is there to let you know whose things are whom's. So, we're going to go ahead and look at how this applies to the chart we were doing before. Remember that the beginning, the singular is genitive is I-E-S. So we're going to look for the I-E-S on our previous thing under the genitive column, which is the give part of never give dad actual A-bombs. And so we're going to look at I-E-S. So notice that we do have it right there on all the singulars under genitive in the same order as it was before. First, second, third declension. So genitive is I-E-S. Then we're going to talk about the plural, like we were looking at before. This genitive plural goes arum, aurum, So when we look at this, we're going to look for the same thing. We're going to look at the plural, first, second, and third declensions, and it does do that. Arum, aurum, Genitive plural is arum, aurum, So notice that it follows the same thing. They're all there on this pattern. So there's two different ways to kind of look at the endings to kind of notice them, find them. Because remember, what you're really trying to do is look at a word on the National Latin exam, look at its ending, and recognize it as the genitive. Recognize that you need to translate it with of or with an apostrophe s, whichever works best with the word at the time. So let's go ahead and do a few examples. Some sample sentences. The first one actually came from the National Latin exam in 2003. Icarus erat filius Daedali. Alright, so we're going to look at this filius Daedali. Now, Icarus and filius are endings that you're used to. They're both nominative. So, Icarus was a son. So, we can make it of Daedalus, which is like the most formal way of translating a genitive. You just use of. Icarus was the son of Daedalus. Or, we can make it the way that we normally see possessives go. So, we're going to make it Daedalus' son. Icarus was Daedalus' son. Either way is correct, even though I dropped the L out of Daedalus. Either way is actually a correct representation of the genitive. And so if you see either one of those as a possible answer on the National Latin exam, you can click it. Looking here, Canis puella erat magnus. This is similar to a sentence I saw in two different formats, in two different of the National Latin exams. So it's a popular type of situation. And we're just going to notice puellae goes with the singular part of the song, or even the nominative, the first declension singular genitive. So we're going to look for of the girl, the dog of the girl was big, or the girl's dog was big. And lastly, puer in villa senis habitabat. So if senis was a word you were trying to explain, you have the boy was living in the house of the old man, or the boy was living in the old man's house. So I hope this has kind of helped you get at least a general idea of the genitive. Remember that the goal here is just to be able to recognize it for the National Latin exam. We will do some more about it in class in several future lessons.